Ditto has been sitting by the window and meowing. You can't come out, Ditto. You gotta stay in there. You're in quarantine.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
It is 9:45 and I just came here to give Ditto some breakfast, and he was grooming himself here last night. I looked at the security camera footage. He has a routine where he gets up around 4:30 in the morning and he moves around the room. So that's the cat hair that came off of him. He also spent quite a bit of time sitting up here, and there's all the cat hair that came off of him. Good morning, Ditto. And he just came out to eat his food. He is getting 2 scoops of the homemade raw food, 1 of the Stella and Chewy's duck goose patties. I put the dry herbs in, I put the salmon oil in, I put the B complex vitamin in. And now I am going to feed the other cats. I'm running a bit late today because I was up way later than I wanted to be last night. For some reason, last night I was tired, but I was wide awake at the same time. It was really strange. And I wanted to go to bed like around 11:30. Instead, I was up until 1:30. I don't know why. I have no idea. It was like I had a weird burst of energy. So I'm kind of dragging today. So that's why everything's running late. But Ditto has a good appetite. He's eating the first half of his breakfast. I have not heard him vocalizing today yet. So we'll see how it goes. It is raining again today. So a few days ago, we had like 2 straight days of rain, and today looks like it's going to be another washout, just rain all day. Okay, so I'm downstairs with the cats. I'm about to feed them breakfast, and I'm trying to get Boo to eat down here. So my plan was to get him to come downstairs and then shut the door. But he's not doing that. He's just hanging out here in the doorway, and when I go up there to try to shut the door, then he moves upstairs. So I finally got him downstairs. And he was way down here, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to like sprint up the stairs and shut that door. Well, guess what? You can't out sprint a cat. There's no way, especially up a flight of stairs. So I got about 2/3 of the way up the stairs, and Boo just like flew past me like a flash of black fur, and I was like, oh my gosh. So now I'm down here, he's up there, and he's onto me. He's onto my strategy, so I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm trying to get him out of the habit of wanting to eat upstairs. He needs to eat down here with everyone else. Like, this is not a freaking restaurant where he could eat wherever he wants. Okay, I got it done. Here's what happened. So Boo came down the steps, and he was sitting near the bottom of the steps, and I started walking up the steps, and he started walking up the steps, and then I grabbed him and I picked him up. And I went upstairs and I shut the door. So now he's stuck here with everyone else. And if he wants to eat, he's going to have to eat here. Right, Boo? So I just gave the cats their breakfast, and look at what's going on here. Look. Boo's eating on the platter with everyone. He hasn't done this in a very long time because he normally runs upstairs. So we'll see what he does. I have to stand here and watch. So Splash just finished his food and he tried to run upstairs, then he realized the door was shut. And this is what happens. So Splash tries to run upstairs, and then Boo wants to see what's going on, so he goes to follow him. And then Simba swoops in and starts eating Boo's food. I just gave him his food on the stairs so he could finish it. And now Simba is eating Splash's food. Simba also ate part of Stella's food. It is 10:13 a.m. and I had to bribe Boo with some freeze-dried food on top of his food, like sprinkled on top. But he's done really well. I mean, he's eaten most of his meal, which is great. Every time he walks away, Simba or Stella tries to finish it, so I've just been keeping an eye on things. Hopefully he'll finish now, and then we can all go upstairs. I just gave Ditto the second half of his food, and he left a little bit of the first half, so I hope he's doing okay. Maybe he's not that hungry today because he ate so much yesterday. How you doing, Ditto? You feeling okay? You gonna eat your food? You gonna eat your breakfast? I gave it to you. There's still some on the plate. I'll leave it there for you, okay? I'd really like to clean. I'd like to clean under this day sofa, but I don't think you're gonna let me. Oh, I should mention that Ditto did use the quilt during the night. So he laid here on the floor all stretched out till about 2 a.m. And then he moved over to the quilt. He was like half on, half off. And then eventually he was laying on the quilt for a while. So he can lay on the hard surface if he wants to, on the floor, or he can lay on the quilt. Right, Ditto? Right, Ditto? Right, kiddo? Ditto? Kiddo Ditto? You gonna eat your food? So I just realized something. Yesterday I was like, why is Ditto eating so much food? Like, he was so hungry. And I totally forgot that Hydrox and Ditto always eat more food before a storm is coming or before we get a rainy day. So that would explain why he was so hungry yesterday more than normally, because I guess he knew that today was going to be like a really rainy day, and that's what they normally do. So chances are good he's not going to eat all of his food today. Well, at least breakfast. I'll cut back on his dinner serving because, you know, it's been days now that he's been getting the same serving size and it's been okay with him. And then yesterday, all of a sudden, he wanted more and more food. I definitely think, you know, he's still connected to the weather outside and, you know, eating a really big meal before bad weather. It's 10:48 a.m. and I'm making myself a smoothie in the kitchen, and I'm like, do I hear a cat meowing? And can you see Ditto in the window? I know it's hard to see him through the screen and everything, but yeah, he's been sitting by the window and meowing. So he definitely still has his voice back today, because I heard him from the other room. And then I checked the security camera and I just saw what he was doing. So I said, let me come out here, because if I open the door to the room, then he's gonna run under the day sofa. Now, I don't mind him sitting here and meowing. The thing is, like, I can't hear him meowing from out here. There's too much noise out here to be able to hear him meowing, and the window's only open like an inch, see that? So there's no way Hydrox would hear him. Well, maybe Hydrox would, because cats have better hearing than humans, but like, other than that, I can't hear him. Look at this, look. Maybe Hydrox can hear him, or maybe Hydrox heard me. And look at Stella. The door's not shut. So if Stella pushed, she'd be able to open it. So I'm gonna go inside and put some food together for Hydrox while there's a break in the rain. It's 11:24 a.m. I am trying to actually get some work done. This is the food that I put out for Hydrox a little while ago, and he has no interest in eating it. Meanwhile, Ditto has been sitting by the window and meowing. You can't come out, Ditto. You gotta stay in there. You're in quarantine. You're in quarantine, Ditto, okay? I'm gonna go in there. So Ditto ate most of his food, and here he is under the day sofa. How you doing, Ditto? Do you want more food? I'm not giving you any more food because you had a lot of food. You had a lot of food, Ditto. You want to play? Would you like to play? All right. It looks like the camera shut off, so let me go put the camera back on. Ditto, you want to try playing? Want to try playing with the toy? There's so much cat hair under here. I'm putting it under the quilt. The other cats go crazy when I do that. And play? Okay, maybe you want an electronic toy, Ditto. Want an electronic toy? So I can leave and you can play with it? Okay, here's the toy for Ditto. I just put it together. I had to put batteries into it. And I'm going to turn it on. And I'm going to just leave it here on the mat. And we'll see if he comes out to check it out. He's looking at it. He's like, what is that? I wonder if he's afraid of it. I just put it in a box to keep it contained. And we'll see what happens. I have a webcam on it to record what goes on when I'm not in the room. We'll see if Ditto comes out to play, or if he just ignores it. I wonder if this has like an automatic shut off after a few minutes. It is 2:45 p.m. and it looks like this toy stopped on its own. I just baked some fresh salmon and I just gave Ditto a little bit of shredded salmon. The omega-3s in the salmon will be good for him. They are anti-inflammatory. So like yesterday, the day before, I had pureed it in a food processor to make it easier for him to eat. And today, I just shredded it with my hands. It is really soft. Like the salmon is really soft. So I just want to see how he does with it. It might be a mistake. Maybe I should have pureed it, but we'll see what he does. I'm moving around a little bit, that's why he stopped. He's eating pretty well. Okay, we'll be back and we'll see how he does. I just gave Boo and Simba a little bit of the fresh salmon with a few crunchies on top. I don't know where Stella and Splash are, but they're not coming out for any kind of snacks, so we'll see if Boo will eat it. I mean, what kind of cat does not like fresh salmon? I thought Simba would really enjoy it because he really likes fish. It looks like Boo's eating it. You know, sometimes they just don't like trying it at first. You know, they're like kids. They don't want to try it. But once they try it, they like it. Alright, looks like Boo likes it. Yay. Because it's very good for him. It looks like Simba is eating his also. Good. That was a success. I'd rather give them some fresh baked salmon than like a whole bunch of crunchies. Good job, Boo. Stella just came out. We'll see if she eats hers. She was just sitting here watching. She should like it. If she doesn't, I'm sure someone else will swoop in and eat it. It's 8:10 p.m. and I don't know if you could see this, but Ditto's hanging out by the window again. You can kind of see his silhouette against the TV. I was just outside. It looks like he's meowing also. And look who's down here. It's Hydrox. He's hanging out under this bench, which is under the solar panels. So, yeah, he will be getting wet soon because we're supposed to get another storm passing through. I'm trying to get a bunch of garbage out and get the garbage can down to the road before it gets here. So I'm going to go inside and take care of the water and the litter and stuff. Hydrox, go in your shelter. Oh no. Look, one of the training pads is out of the shelter. I don't know what else is going on in there. Maybe I'm going to have to open it up. It's starting to rain a little bit harder. I just pulled out the shelter and there was no mess inside or anything. Like Hydrox did not pee or poop in the shelter. But there were some ants in there. There were a bunch of ants crawling around on the training pad. So I took the training pad out and I put 2 new ones in there. I left one of the training pads in there because it was pretty clean. And then I put the 2 new ones in there. So Hydrox can go in there if he wants to. He also has the doghouse shelter. He can go in that one. It is 8:35 p.m. I just came inside. It is pouring rain out. There is a raccoon in the feeder. Hydrox is in his shelter, so it's a good thing that I changed those training pads. So he's in his shelter. And Ditto is in the window. He's looking out the window. He's like, what's going on out there? So all the cats have fresh water. They all have scooped out litter boxes. I have to go finish a few more chores around the house, and then they're going to get their dinner. It is 8:52 p.m. and I just gave Ditto some food. So this is the first half of his dinner. He's smelling it and he's coming out now. This is 2 scoops of the homemade raw food with some water mixed in, and the dry herbs and the B vitamins. I forgot the salmon oil again, but I did mix in some of the fresh salmon, a little bit of the shredded fresh salmon. That's in there. And I gave him 4 drops of the healing herbal tincture. This combination seems to be doing well with him, so that's why I'm just trying to repeat it for several days. I haven't seen any signs of blood on any of the plates that I've taken away or anywhere else in the room, so I think that's a good sign. I scooped out the litter boxes and he's definitely pooping and peeing fine. He's continuing to groom himself, so after he eats all of his dinner, I'm going to vacuum the room again just to get a lot of these tufts of hair out. And that's what he looks like. I was looking through the paperwork from the animal hospital, and one thing that I don't see on the paperwork is I don't see his weight. So I don't know if they weighed him or what, but I don't know. So I am going to feed the other cats. They've been incredibly patient through everything. And then I'll be back with some more food for Ditto. I cut back on his portion again. So instead of like getting 3 scoops or 2 scoops and a chicken patty, he's only getting the 2 scoops. And hopefully that'll be fine. It is 9:11 p.m. and I just gave Ditto the second half of his dinner. He's under the day sofa right now. I think he was out here meowing when I was feeding the cats downstairs because Boo got upset and he didn't want to eat. And he walked to the top of the steps and I followed him, and then I heard what sounded like Ditto meowing. And the top of the steps is really only a few feet away from this room, so I'm pretty sure it was Ditto. I'm standing here with the window open right now because I want to get some fresh air in here. It is still raining out, so I'm not going to leave the window open. I just want some fresh air. It feels a little stuffy in here. Right now it is 78.8 degrees in here, and it says it's 58% humidity, so no need to even put a humidifier on today. It's just really humid. How you doing, Ditto? You scared? You afraid of something? I gave you food, you can eat it. Go eat the food. You eat it. You like it. You go eat it. Go eat the food, Ditto. Eat your dinner. It is around 11 p.m. I think it's 11:05. And I just brought a snack in here for Ditto. This is a churro. And it's also some cooked chicken liver that I mashed up with a fork. He had some last night and he enjoyed it, so I'm giving him some now. Right now he's under the day sofa. Hey Ditto, you want to eat over there? Here. Want to eat there? So I have not vacuumed yet. I need to vacuum in this room. I am so exhausted right now from not getting enough sleep last night and then from having a super full day today, so I'm debating whether I want to vacuum tomorrow or today. I probably should vacuum today because it's just going to get worse overnight. Ditto is enjoying his snack. I gave the other cats, I gave them a churro, but they're splitting it 4 ways. And they're getting a few crunchies on top. And I gave Boo his dinner again, because, you know, he only ate a little bit of it before. So I save it for him, and I give it to him at crunchy time. He might eat a little bit of it, and he might not. Okay, so I'm going to let Ditto eat. We'll be back and we'll check on him. The cats are all getting another tablespoon of crunchies. When I was growing up and we had cats, there was always food left out for them. Like, they always had dry food available at all times. And then they got fed wet food twice a day. So when Stella, Splash, and Simba first moved inside, I did the same thing also. I just left dry food out for them to munch on whenever they wanted, and then they got wet food twice a day, and it was okay. There weren't any real issues with that. The issues started when Boo moved in the house, because when it comes to eating crunchies, which is dry cat food, Boo tends to have no self-control, and so that's why I had to limit the amount of dry food that I left out for the cats. Another reason why I couldn't leave dry food out for the cats all the time is because the ant situation. If I leave food out for them during summer months, then it attracts ants, and then I get infested with ants, which I don't want. So that's another reason why I can't leave food out all the time. And I remember reading about people who said that when you feed cats, you should really just give them their food, let them have it for like a half hour, and then whatever they don't eat, take away. And I remember thinking that that was kind of cruel for the cats, that like, what if they're hungry, and stuff like that. But like, when I think about what I do with these cats now, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, that's what I'm doing now, especially with Boo. It's like, okay, they have their set meal time, and whatever they don't eat during that set meal time, I then have to pick up and put aside until their next meal time or their next snack time. So in Boo's case, I served all the cats dinner. Everyone else ate their dinner. Boo did not want to finish his, so I had to pick it up, put it aside, and he's getting it now during their snack time. So I've definitely made a 180 with regards to my thinking about that type of feeding for cats. It tends to actually work pretty well. Alright, I just vacuumed the room. I got as much of the cat hair up as I could. I did not vacuum under the stay sofa. How you doing, Ditto? You okay? You doing okay, Dittos? Yeah? You okay? I'm glad you're doing okay. I want you to have a good night, Ditto, okay? I'm going to go to bed because I'm so tired. Gonna have a good night? Ditto says, yeah, he'll have a good night. You'll have a good night, right? There's videos on. I don't think you've been watching them much, but they're on. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.